40 years ago, Scott George was your average oil field worker on the Osage Reservation. But after honing his art, he's now walking the red carpet.
I aspired to be an Indian artist at that time. And of course, if you look at the timeline, it's kind of went along with the recession that we were in. So I almost starved to death as an Indian artist.
Scott George was born in Kansas but has lived in Oklahoma since his elementary school days on the Osage Reservation in Hominy. But Scott has talent. He's an artist who paints and writes songs. He says he and many other Native artists struggle to break through in their industry, but now he's broken through after getting the call of a lifetime.
You know, I don't think that it was really envisioned until after most of the movie was filmed. And then Martin Scorsese contacted us and said, you know, we've got this last scene we want to do. Would you help us with it? You know, and it's like, yeah, fine. You know, we'll do that.
Scott would accept the challenge, writing a song that's nominated for an Oscar in the Best Original Song category. Now, the housing director for the Citizen Potawatomi Nation is going head-to-head with full-time musical composers and even superstars.
When you look at the other nominees, it's Billie Eilish, who's a global pop superstar. We have Jon Batiste, who is a celebrated musician and composer. We have Mark Ronson, who is a power producer. Diane Warren has an honorary Oscar, but she's been nominated in this category 15 times and never won. At the end of the day, he has been contributing to like Osage culture and music for decades now, and you don't necessarily need an Oscar to know that you contributed so much to your community and to the global community.
Nojan Amino Sherry with Harper's Bazaar, a magazine owned by KOCO's parent company Hearst, says Scott, being an Oscar-nominated composer, is big time. He's the first Osage citizen to be nominated for an Oscar. Scott even sang Wajaji, a song for my people, along with other Osage singers from ceremonial grounds across the reservation in the film Killers of the Flower Moon. The movie is about the Osage's reign of terror, a plot to murder Osage citizens in the 1920s for their oilhead rights. The last scene of the movie has George and Osage tribal singers from other ceremonial grounds singing Wajaji, which is in the Osage language. He told us the song is literal in its words, but like many Native songs, it has a deeper meaning to him.
From my heart, I want to say that, you know, my people have suffered through all of this. I want you to stand up. I want you to be proud and acknowledge the fact that God got us here, got us this far.
George faced plenty of struggles to break through and get this nomination. The final one, the Oscars required sheet music in their application, and Scott didn't use those traditional methods to write his song. So he enlisted others to help with the submission and eventually saw the big news.
So I'm sitting on the bed. I told my wife, I said, look at here. And of course she went crazy. And the morning that we found out about it, I was on my way down to Thackerville to WinStar Casino for a meeting down there, a housing meeting. And as soon as I walked in, I had colleagues of mine say, hey, congratulations.
There are only about 20 nominations that have been given to Indigenous people, and I mean Indigenous globally. So Native Mexican, Polynesian, Canadian First Nation, and Scott George would be the first Osage person ever nominated for an Oscar. So his nomination alone is really boundary breaking.
Scott George is just one of the film's hopes for an Oscar. Blackfeet and Nez Perce descendant Lily Gladstone is nominated for her performance as Molly Burkhart in the film and could become the first Native American woman to win the Oscar for Best Actress. Other nominees like costume designer Jacqueline West say the Osage influence on the film was critical. She told Harper's Bazaar the role consultants played.
The community really wanted to get the story right. This movie depicts a really dark time in American history and Oklahoman history, and a particularly painful time in Osage history.
While Sunday night could bring some good or bad news, it's not about the award for Scott, but about the representation.
To know now that the whole world knows this story, and the whole world can understand then that it wasn't always as history depicted. It's a good story. It had to be told, and so on my part, and can speak for some of my singers that, we're just honored to be part of it.
Sunday night's Oscars award show is live on KOCO starting at 6 p.m. Central Time. They'll be inside the Dolby Theater in Hollywood, California. And if you'd like to read the Harper Bazaar's story featuring the costume designing and use of tribal consultants, we will have that linked onto KOCO.com. And for Scott, he's saying he's working on that acceptance speech for if he does win. In Oklahoma, Dakota Wapkichi, KOCO 5 News.